Doc, trade deadline's coming up here as we get back at the bye week. I think it's around November 4th. I think it might be the exact date, actually. What are your thoughts here? Me and Jeff actually have had a lot of conversations this week about the trade deadline. I'll tell you kind of my side of things. I think the number one priority should be offensive tackle. And not obviously, we talked about it, probably not a starting caliber or a Pro Bowl, like an elite offensive tackle, but someone to where if there is a chance Taylor Decker at some point this season goes down, and you need someone in there come December, January, February, right now you probably aren't as comfortable having a guy like Dan Skipper in there if you need to go on a Super Bowl run without Taylor Decker. So I had them I had an offensive tackle at priority number one. We also had edge rusher at 2, and then the last priority we had was secondary, but we kind of got to see the secondary this week, the depth of it, which kind of takes away from that. But do you see a similar kind of thought process going into the trade deadline, those positions, or where do you kind of see this trade deadline going? Because I think it's the week they come back next week. It's boom, trade deadline's there. So there's a chance that we see a new player versus the Minnesota Vikings on this team after the trade deadline.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it. You hit the nail right on the head. You're absolutely right. Tuesday, November 4th, 4 p.m. So set your calendars for that Tuesday. That's when all the fireworks is going to happen. It's going to go right to the deadline. Those calls will be in a scenario where it's going to be, something to pay attention to significantly. Now, it's going to be the philosophy of Brad Holmes. I mean, look, the only thing the Lions can do as a team is win games. Let Brad Holmes know that this team is worthy of not doing what Scott Harris did. I feel like this football team should add and should go bold. And look, you probably aren't going to get the highest of high-end players, but you're absolutely right. And you said it. And I'm trying not to write the headline because I'm sure the editors that read now on SI and people, but you're absolutely right. What the Lions need at the deadline, everybody listen up, they need Doc. Clearly, defensive line, offensive line, and cornerback. Get all three, baby. They need Doc. Absolutely flawlessly plan. Go out there and get the best of the best. See what you can get to upgrade. I'm always of the opinion to add competition to make your team better, to add impactful players. You're hearing all the rumors. You know it already. People were starting to talk about the trade deadline last week, which is crazy. But that's the way it is. You start to look at the NFL calendar. And I'm very excited for what Brad Holmes does. Even if it's a role player, look, any addition that he feels can help this team, I'm going to be on board with. I'm feeling, and listen, I might be in the minority because I say it every year, but since 2023, I felt like this Lions team has been legitimate Super Bowl contenders. And I don't care about what happens in 2026 and 2027. As long as you got Goff, Hutchinson, Panay, you got them under contract, I'm up for a little risk. I'm up for sprinkling some dollars to some of these people. Look, Phillips is interesting. It's intriguing from Miami. You have opportunities maybe to get Granderson from the Saints. Cam Jordan's older, but he knows everything, so that's fine. The name that, to pay attention to, because, clearly it has been established that Kelvin Shepard loves guys from LSU. Arden Key is a guy that's been referenced to the Lions quite a bit. You hear his name all the time. It makes a lot of sense on a bad Titans team. He's a guy that is a veteran leader, can do some things, and would come in right away and have a great relationship with the defense. So pay attention. I do think there's going to be a move. I don't think home run. I think that nationally he'll probably get a B minus for what he does. I think it'll be safe but potent. Now, I'm of the opinion. Now, that's the professional side. That's the guy that says, okay, what are people saying? And, I did. I had a chance. I also reached out to Ricky Scoops. He talked to me. And you know what he told me? He told me that the Lions are in the market for a defensive end. And I was like, no shit. Thank you. Thank you for the scoop, brother. And pay attention to that. Bark, bark, bark. He told me off the record because he's not on Twitter anymore. But I told him, listen, I'm going to go on the record with it. The Lions are interested in a defensive end. Breaking news from Ricky, not from me. But I'll say this.
Oh, hey, Didn't catch you there. Let me tell you about our friends over at Manta. With the Manta Pro Sleep Mask, which is a fully adjustable, ultra comfortable sleep mask that delivers 100% blackout and breathable side sleeper friendly design. I'm a side sleeper. I ordered this about a week ago. It came in. I've been using it, and I've gotten some of the best sleep I've ever gotten. Because I know you guys are tired of waking up before your alarm because the sun's hitting your face. Well, the Manta Sleep Mask Pro blocks out every bit of light, so you can actually stay asleep. If you can't sleep because of street lights, early sunrises, or your room just isn't dark enough, this helps. It's fully breathable. I sweat when I sleep. It helps out tremendously. 100% blackout. Adjustable eye cups, breathable, cooling materials, which is all ventilated. And you guys can go to the website and use the code CRUNCH to unlock 10% off your purchase. You can also grab different accessories to go along with it. It's the best. I can't believe I just started using a sleep mask. It's a lifesaver. So appreciate them for sponsoring the video. Now let's get back to it.
Now, that was the professional side. Now, this is me personally. I want to go all in, baby. Go for it. Figure it out. Find a way to get some impact. Maybe even a wide receiver or an impact running back, a tight end. Go for it all. Like I am not a guy that is bound by limits. Clearly, whatever it takes to help Jared Goff, you do it. Offensive line, another left tackle, maybe another veteran, maybe another guard reserve, whatever it takes. I'm all for it. Add, yes. That's how I've always operated. I don't care. Like people say, and I understand the other side of it. We can have that debate. You say, hey, if you push all in this year and it flops, you now have some more cap peril. Maybe you lose a player like Branch and Laporta and you don't have as many cracks at it. I don't care. I want to go for it now. Like I think the realistic window with this team is basically this year and next year. Jared Goff's going to have to work some maneuvering because this cap is going to go sky high. You got to pay more of these guys. Someone's going to not get paid. You cannot legitimately pay everybody. So there will be some shuffling of this team. So I just think the window's now. They play good. The team is great. You have Jared Goff in his prime. Go for it. I saw it too. Nick P. I said it too. You saw Olave spinning the football on. I saw his plays that he was making. Yeah, go for it. Yes, everybody that can ball, go for it. Let's do it. Like, what are we waiting for? We're all starving here. It's the Lions, and they're 5-2. They're right up there, and you're neck and neck with the Eagles and the Rams. And guys, the Rams are, hate to say it, with this Stafford cat. They got Devontae Adams, and that connection seems to be a lot better than the JMO connection is with Goff. So that's going to be a little bit scary. I don't want to see the Rams in the postseason as is. I want more. I want potency. Listen, I don't care. This is just, like I said, the professional side I gave you. This is just Dr. Fan sitting down with a beer. I'm like, I want to win the freaking trade deadline. How fun it was I don't know what you guys do after wins, but I was definitely sitting there listening to ESPN glaze the Lions, Pat McAfee glaze the Lions, Rich Eisen glazing the Lions. That was fun. Kay Adams, she was talking about something, but I kept looking at her. Oh yeah, she was talking about the Lions and glazing the Lions. I loved all of it. That's why I love Monday Night Football when they go on it and then the Lions win. You get all these segments talking about the Lions are great and have opportunities to improve the team. So I love it.
What about a guy that a lot of people were discussing, but at this point, coming off a win and with their quarterback coming back, maybe it makes things a little tricky, even though it makes a ton of sense contractually, and that's Trey Hendrickson. Do you think that's a player that maybe Lions fans need to, not focus on as much because given that they're trying to be in the hunt with Joe Flacco and Joe Burrow's coming back, or you think there's still an opportunity there to try and get Trey? You think it's dead, Doc?
Yeah, no, it's interesting. Now, your chat has caught my attention because as you guys did see, I was featured in the video there. I knew it was going to come out eventually. I didn't put the pieces together that it would come out for the Pistons, but clearly they were shooting their jump shot video right in front of me. Now, it is very difficult and expensive to tailor my pants. Now, everybody can freely laugh, okay? So I'm a 38 waist and like a 26 length, 26, 27. So I'm like, they don't make those and it's expensive to do it. So I don't bother. I do like them a little bit long as opposed to floods. But yes, I will take the ownership as being the worst dressed of the media. I just wear the same 5 collared shirts and a company shirt. I am not there. I'm there for comfort. You know what I mean? I'm there for a long time. So I just wear oversized stuff. I just throw on things and go. And then what I do, I do look sharp for the psychology practice. Yeah, that's me right there. Yeah, there you go. Great. That's pretty bad. That's not too bad for a daily outfit. It's better than t-shirts and shorts. But yeah, look at the difference. That guy is 6'7". That guy is 6'7", and I'm 5'4". But it was fun to see them do their thing. And yeah. And
you're the best,
those
Doc.
pants are a good 6 years old, bro. They're good 6 years old. Good 6 years old. Because
that was
listen, listen, my money goes elsewhere. It ain't on my listen. Let's be honest with the chat. Let's be honest. Would you dress up a 5'5" bald Middle Eastern man that does podcasts? Come on, bro. My money goes on watches and restaurants and booze and all this stuff. It ain't gonna go on clothes. I'm already married. Like, I don't have to, flirt with Syrians or Italians or Chaldeans. I don't have to flirt anymore. I'm married. I'm but I do got to be careful that if the camera's there, maybe I shouldn't stare right into it anymore, because y'all are starting to comment on my wardrobe now. That's awesome. But in all seriousness, Trey Hendrickson, the dream is dead. The problem is there's hype with Joe Flacco. There's a chance, winning that game that they won sucks. You need them to lose so that they don't have hope. But listen, they've come out and said, listen, I don't think that you sell to your fan base you're going to give up on Trey Hendrickson unless you got a dream package. I mean, what you're hearing in the pundits is second round pick. That's not enough for a talent of his size. I would love it. I'm sure the calls are being made, but if Ricky hasn't said it, I don't know. Tell Ricky to come back. What's wrong? I don't understand why the dude disappeared off the face of the earth. I don't know if the smoke.
Yeah, we need our hero back. We need the
hero back. We need the guy, the biggest accurate Detroit Lions source there is. Man, I'm telling you, Aiden Hutchinson has been finalizing his contract for 70 days. That's a long finalization based on the history of finalizations. But, that's here nor there. I got a lot of respect for Ricky. He answered my call and gave me the prime info that I definitely needed to be able to share with you guys.
Did you actually talk to him?
No, not at all. I don't know. I just, I lied to you. I just said that to be so it's, did you get the joke? The joke of that was, to recap it, Diana Rossini didn't have to get real big information to go out on The Athletic and be like, I'm hearing the Lions are calling for a defensive end. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the big, huge nugget of information there. Guys, I'm really thinking the Lions are going to need that defensive end. They're going to really need that upgrade. So I just found it funny. I think the more fruitful report would have been where people give some names and some, some ideas, some little more, because we all know that. Like, Booner could have did that report and said the Lions are really interested in making some calls for defensive ends.
I've interrupted the video to tell you about our friends over at Sleeper in the new promotion they have going on. A brand new promotion is now live on Sleeper that could be paired with the 100% deposit match promotion that's already been going on. It's a free $20, no deposit required, plus first-time users will also receive 100% deposit match up to $100. Use the code CT Sports. You guys should already be using Sleeper. It's one of the fastest organically growing fantasy platforms in the entire world with millions and millions of active users. They are crushing it. And if your state allows it, you should be using Sleeper Picks. It's a real money product that connects friends over picks. You just choose 2 to 8 of your favorite players from pregame, live, or across different sports. Pick more or less than the predicted stats. And on Sleeper, you can get up to 1,000x payouts. Share with your friends. Get rewarded together. Don't forget, code CT Sports. Get a $100 deposit up to $100, and you got your free $20 entry. Sleeper is taking care of their customers. Always remember, gamble responsibly. Now let's get back to the video.
I think that you should report that if you have it, but you should also drop some names and drop some teams to look at and step it up a little bit more than the basic of what the whole world knows about the Detroit Lions. So that was the joke there. And I got it from Ricky, my source. Listen, the Lions are great at keeping things tight. You get a general sense of what they are, but they're going to keep things tight to the vest. You don't get those kind of reports too often where you get a report that says Brad Holmes called the Bengals and he said no. Like Brad likes to keep some things private, so it's good. No, and listen, that's her job. But the first thing, and remember too, you're talking to me. I'm a guy that's involved with the Lions each and every single day. So that nugget of information does nothing for me. It should do nothing for you, Steve, if you're a fan of the Lions. Did you really think the Lions would have no interest in defensive end? And maybe they don't. You got El-Quadin Muhammad. You got, Dave Davenport coming back. That also may be just a generic type of report there, because the Lions may not even be in the market for a defensive end based on the love that they have for and the cost and the depth that they have. And they could get Ahmed Hassanin back. So it doesn't really line up with that. So that's just my thinking on it. I like in reporting, I like the generalization of some reports, but to me, my first thought reading that was no shit. That was like, and then you just keep reading.
Hey, what's going on there? It's Jeff Iafrate. Appreciate you for finishing the video. You can check out one of the videos here suggested or show support by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And buy your merchandise, officialctsports.com.